Hello, my name is Eric Macias. I'm going to be very calm about this. I'm a pansexual man. I hope that people realize that. Because this is going on all my social media, including Facebook and Instagram. And also responding to a link. A tweet. This will be going up on my YouTube because I was prompted with this question. You can pause to read it. This question was about kids learning what gay people are, basically, and how people around the rally that were defending them, saying that kids should be able to know that gay people exist. People were hit, punched, and a woman had gotten a whole concussion for simply just being there. Now, me as a pansexual man, clearly upset about this. This was under also Nick Merck's tweet, which I'm not going to put up because, well, it's irrelevant to the story in my opinion. It's the fact that people, like the person that made that tweet about me, are distasteful and horrible. And you, yes, you, the person that responded to the tweet, are going to get this video sent to you, replied to you as a link to a YouTube video, because that's what it is. Hello, this is a YouTube video. You said, how did you know that you were gay when you were 8? How did you know that you were gay when you were 8? Simply asking me, did you know that you were gay whenever you were young? And I simply said, no, I didn't know. But let's backtrack a little bit, because you simply don't even listen to the reasoning behind stuff. You simply say stuff like, I have never heard of teachers calling other students not being able to be gay or whatever. But yeah, not now. But back then, yes, there were. And it was people like you, the person that responded to me. It's people like you. So let's backtrack a little bit with me. Before I was 8, I was mostly surrounded by my sisters. I'm not going to name them because they don't need to be involved. They know who they are. It is not anything bad. I just don't want to put names in here. So I will simply just say my cousin or my friend instead of names. I grew up with my sisters and my mother because my dad had left. I was surrounded completely by girls, being the only boy around. I had no one to play with. Nobody. So I had to get along with my sisters. And I would talk about, as far as I can remember, painting my nails, painting my toenails, until my parents, mostly my father, said, that's not manly. You need to be a man. And yes, I was a crybaby whenever I was little. I would cry all the time for my mom and all that other stuff. My father tried to put an end to that as well, saying, that's not manly. Men don't cry. Don't cry. The sad thing is, I took that into account whenever I hit middle school, intermediate school, middle school, somewhere around there. I never really cried after that. The only time whenever I would cry is if I was hurt. But I got hurt a lot, and I was used to pain. Pain as in like from football or from bullies. But the thing is, you have to understand this. People like you, when you were kids, made fun of people like me. I was into dolls, and I was also into action figures and Marvel and Spider-Man, of course, as a boy is. But I was also into people. As a kid, I always wondered, how do things work? And I still wonder some stuff about how things work. And I always wanted to know, how do people work? Obviously, it's not a straightforward answer. But the thing is, people are a mystery. And I understand that now. But there is a lot of common things that could be seen in people, such as hatred or straight ignorance. back to when I was little. I got bullied a lot, obviously, as kids do. Kids bully one another. It's not supposed to be good, but it happens. Whenever I was bullied, I was called a girl, or a pansy, or sometimes maybe even fag. And that was never ever good for me, because I didn't know what those words meant at all. Obviously, I knew what it meant. What they said by girl is that I acted girly because I would talk to girls and I would try to be friends with them. The thing is, people like you were the bullies. As I went through into my middle school years and through grades such as 7th or 8th, which is middle school for America, I was hit with a sudden revelation of there are different sexualities. Obviously, gay marriage was a thing, but I wasn't aware of stuff like bi or pansexual. I was aware of just gay and lesbian and straight. The beginning of the LGBT, or I'm sorry. I believe that is the beginning. The thing is, I didn't fully understand it. And obviously, the teachers didn't teach it. Because people like you want to stop that. To where we are completely in the dark about stuff like this. While I was in football, I was very embarrassed to show myself around. I didn't fit in a lot. The only people I could fit in with were my friends. And I was very comfortable around my friends, who were guys. Obviously, I had like maybe 2-3 friends that were girls. And I was starting to listen to my father as his voice was kind of in my head, saying, be a man, be a man. Don't cry, be a man. So, I didn't. All through middle school, I barely shed a tear. Unless, like I said, I was severely hurt. But not even then. Whenever I was in football in middle school, I would get aroused whenever I was tackled sometimes. And I always wondered why. Obviously, puberty was a strange thing to occur whenever I was 9 years old going on. So I wasn't like the other kids because I had hit puberty at 9, growing pubes and growing other stuff. I was the outcast technically with that. I didn't know what to do. So, whenever I would get aroused, whenever I was tackled, I always just knocked it off saying, it's probably just from puberty. It happens to everyone. But it didn't. Which was odd. Well, at least to me it was odd. Whenever high school hit, I was seeing more of this other sexualities. More of them showed up. And other stuff, such as trans, and all these other things. We did have a GSA club at my high school, or also known as a Gay Straight Alliance Club, which is something that most schools have. Not elementary, but I believe middle school to high school they have that type of club. Just to show that gay people and stuff can talk about their stuff inside of a club and make events for everyone else to have and enjoy. So, whenever I was in high school, I was straight. Didn't think anything about it. I knew, hey, I like girls. But things started taking a turn whenever I hit sophomore to junior year. I started getting more thoughtful about stuff. But then I kept on hearing my father in my head. It's not manly. Be a man. Men don't do that. And I sat there for a moment, wondering, why am I thinking about dudes? Why am I thinking about men in that way? Because I wasn't educated. I didn't know what the hell I was feeling. I didn't know what I was doing. Now, I'm not saying that kids in elementary school need to learn about sex and what a penis is and all this other stuff. No. But kids deserve to know that there are other people that deserve to love each other. And it's something that you, specifically, can't comprehend. You believe it's indoctrination that we think this way. But I also think about that with religion. Don't y'all try to indoctrinate people with other religions? It made no sense to me. How me, a person that wants to simply just live and want people to know about me and what I am, to be indoctrination. And I'm sorry if I offended you. I truly am. And hopefully this video can open your eye about that type of stuff. Understand where I'm coming from. Because now I have came out as pansexual. And I have never been happier than what I am now. Coming out helped me from several suicide attempts. And also depression. Obviously, I still have a little bit of sadness every now and then, but who doesn't? I'm human. I'm allowed to have feelings. So please, grow and change as a person and realize that it wasn't the schools that made me gay. It was you people. And all we want is for people to understand what they're feeling and why they feel that way.